Tutorial 4. Right, so for this tutorial, you've got to make a form which has three text boxes, four labels, and a button. And there's a little description there to say what they do. But rather than me reading that out to you, let's have a look at actually what I've set up so far. So as you can see, I've set up I should have four labels, three text boxes, and one button. I'll talk in a little bit about what that other button is down there. A couple of things just to get started. If you want to be moving multiple objects, I know it seems like an obvious thing to do. If I actually click and hold and drag over things, so I don't need to highlight the entire thing, it will select them all, and then I can move them into position so you can see them a little bit better. Um, and the other thing I wanted to point out, I don't know if you're like me, but I actually use like the tab key on my keyboard quite a bit to do things in terms of like obviously control and paste, printing, tabbing from one text box to another, and so on. And at the moment, if I actually press play on this and it loads up, hopefully, this first form, here it comes. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right. So I'm in the first text box. Great. When I press tab, it takes me to the third text box. And when I press tab again, back to the second. Ideally, when I press tab, I want it to go first, second, third, button, and then button like so. And a way to kind of manipulate that on this, if I actually click on my text box, if it'll let me select it. Why is it going really slow? There it is. So I've selected my text box, and if I scroll down on the properties on the right-hand side, you'll see the tab index is set to 0. So 0 is the first one it always goes to. My second text box, this one here, is number 2. So I'll need to change that so it is number 1, because obviously that follows 0. And then my third text box was number 1. I'm going to change that to 2. Change the submit button to number 3. And my next button to 4. And if I go back to press and play, and hopefully it doesn't take so long to load up this time, straight away I'm in the first text box, which is great. But when I press tab, it actually goes through, look, in a nice kind of sequential order. So that's just a little something to show you how to do that. Right. So the idea is the submit button, when we actually click on it, it takes what we've put in this text box and set it as our form title. So where it says tutorial 4. It will also take what we've put in the second text box and put it as the title or the text for the button. And the idea is with the third one, you type in your name and a message appears at the bottom, which basically says, where is it here? Thank you for your input with your name in front of it. So I'm just going to quite quickly show you how to do those things, and then we'll have a look at the extension work, which is a bit further down. Right. Anyway, so back on here, if I double click on, well, actually, I haven't got my fourth label yet, have I? Because I'm supposed to have a fourth label where that welcome or thank you message appears. So I'm literally just going to copy and paste that label there. I could just go and double click on that to actually bring it in. And where it says your name across here on the text, I'm actually going to remove that so there's nothing there at all. So literally, the user won't know that there is a fourth label on there. So they'll be hidden basically until they press the submit button. So if I double click the submit button and I go to my code, and you'll see that I've got a little bit of code set up already for this next button here. And the idea is when I press the next button, it will hide the form I'm currently on and open up another form I've got to show you a little bit later. So that's the code set up for that. But anyway, our button click code config then. Basically, want to take what's in text box number 1 and make it as our form title. And you can use the VB glossary to help you with this. But basically, I'm going to say me, which is the form I'm referring to. Text is equal to text box 1 it was, dot text. So we've done all this stuff before. And I'm also going to take what's in text box number 2, and I'm going to set our button as that. And our button I have named is just called button 1. So I'm going to call it button 1 dot text is equal to text box 2 dot text. And the last part where I type in my name, so text box 2, I want that to appear in our label, which is down here, which is in label number 4. So I want to do label 4 dot text is equal to text box 3 it was, and it must be because it's the only one we haven't used, dot text. Right. So I think that's right. So let's just run that to see what happens. And here it comes. So change the form title to title. Gonna try to be sensible with this. Change the button text to not button. I wonder if that'll fit in actually. I'll put my name on there as well. So the idea is when I press submit, the title changes. The button. Oh, I didn't work today. I got them the wrong way around, didn't I? So it looks as if I got my code right, but I haven't actually got them the right way around for some reason. That's text box 2, that's text box 3. So let me just change those around really, really quickly, and you'll see, but that should work then. I didn't plan this, obviously, but no, honestly, I should say. But that's what happens sometimes, and we all have like errors and make mistakes. We are human after all. So I'll quickly do that again. So title, not button. Rob. And as you can see, I'm tabbing down, so that kind of makes it, and that goes back to the tab index when we did earlier. So that changes, that changes, that changes. But the label, it was supposed to say, where's that message gone? The following message. So it should say, Rob, thank you for your inputs, but it doesn't. It just says my name at this stage. So just to show you the syntax for that, it's quite easy to do when you know how to do it. So I want to say textbox.text. I've got to stop it because it's still running at this point in time. And I also want to add, I'm going to put an and sign there. Is it and? No, yeah, the ads and sign, that's right, Jim. And then in this, what was the text message supposed to be? I think it was supposed to be there. Yeah, thank you for your input. I'm actually just going to pinch it directly from there and take it across and paste it into there. So just to kind of explain what that is, it's basically saying, Rob, and then following that, so add it to it, we'll say, thank you for your input. And if I press run, press play, and I'm just going to quickly put some things in there, Rob, and press submit. Rob, thank you for your inputs, but I don't like the fact that it hasn't got a space between the B of my name and the arrow there. So all I need to do is change that so it's actually got a space there and save it. And that should be that part done. Right, so I did mention earlier, so I'm just going to run that a second so we can kind of just double check that does do what it's supposed to do. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Now, the reason why I'm putting letters in is because I got a feeling if I don't do something, no, actually it will work. Let's just check actually. Log it there and submit. Then our title goes to blank, our button goes to blank, which looks kind of weird. And now we've got the space in there as well. So, like I mentioned earlier, there is a second part to this form, to this tutorial, where there are extension tasks. Now, numbers 4, 5, and 6, I'm going to show you, not how to do, but I'm going to show you what it looks like once you actually get them right. And then, like it says there, use the VB glossary to help you there. But number 7 and number 8, I want you to have a little play around with yourselves. But anyway, back to this point. So I'm running at this stage. There's my window. If I press next, so that was that code here, which is me.hide form2.show, because I've added a form in for form 2, which is this bit here. And what you'll notice is the first form disappeared, didn't it? I actually made it hide and I've made form 2 show up. So with this, if I just go through the process of putting all these bits in as well. I'm not sure if I did but these are the bits you've got to add in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I add in a color, so I'm going to put in yellow, and I'm going to put the form width to 800, the height to 800, and the form opacity. So basically, that's how transparent it is to 0.9. So it's got to be something less than 1. 1 is 100%. Well, you could see 100%, and 0 you wouldn't see it at all. And if I submit that, as you can see, it's done all the bits I wanted it to do, and it's kind of cool. You can see through it as well, and I've got my thank you for your input bit as well. So that's how you do, well, not how you do, that's what you need to do to get numbers 4, 5, and 6 to work. Number 7, the idea is with that, you actually type in the width and height. Oh no, actually, you actually drag the form width and height by adjusting it here, and it will adjust it in here and actually tell you how wide your form is and how high it is when you're doing this as I am here. Good luck.